Welcome, my friends. Welcome to the machine. Anyway, just wanted to hop on here, throw it out that I got the invite to, I guess, test the Amazon Luna gaming. I don't know anything about it. Popped up one day. I was like, hell with it. I'll sign up, or ask to sign up. I don't ever win anything or get picked for anything, So, I did pretty good in sports, getting picked. I was never picked last. Sometimes I was picked first. But beyond that, I don't ever get crap. My mother-in-law was reaching for a cup at the same time I was at Chuck E. Cheese. I pulled my hand back and said, "No, you go ahead." And she goes, "Oh, okay, you're nice." It's before she's my mother-in-law. She grabs a cup, picks it up. I grab my cup, pick it up. We go our separate ways. She walks over to my wife, now girlfriend at the time, and says, "I want an Xbox One." That's typical. That's my luck. I'll never get picked for anything. So I don't even really care about streaming game service. To me, it sounds like something that's trying to topple the giant that is the console, and I don't like that. But I was excited to get picked for once. And as I say this, there's probably like 100,000 other people that got picked. But nonetheless, it's a self-esteem boost. Anyway, I haven't had a chance to put it on anything yet, though. I was reading about it a few minutes ago. I figured I'd throw this out. Tonight, I'm probably going to put it on my iPad. I don't have a Fire Stick that I know of. I'm not a big fan of Fire Sticks. I kind of like the Roku better. I even like the Chromecast better. But I'm going to give it a shot. I kind of get the feeling that Stadia is dead. Which doesn't surprise me. It didn't sound good to begin with, and their commercials drive me literally batshit freaking crazy on here. I hate the damn thing. Stadia! Shut up. Anyway, streaming gaming just doesn't interest me all that much. The fact that you are completely and totally 100% across the board dependent on an internet connection just doesn't sit well with me. There's too many moving parts that can go wrong versus I get out my retro consoles, my Saturn, Dreamcast, my Nintendo, my Super Nintendo. You get the idea. My ColecoVision. Cartridge. Insert. Turn on. Controller. Play. Under every circumstance. As long as the console works, as long as you got it plugged into a TV, you're playing. In case of Nintendo, you may have to pull the cartridge out and do your maintenance. Everybody's been there. I had a buddy growing up who used to spit in the cartridge. It worked, but it never set. Oh, God. Electric and water. Or, not really water. Electric and liquid. Ugh. Plus, it's disgusting. You want to borrow my game? Fuck no. What kind of crap you're spitting in there? Anyway. There's too many moving parts to, really be hopeful. And because I got picked and I got to test this and I got to give reports back and shit, I am going to be kind of helpful. I'm going to be about as non-Amazon as possible because I wasn't prepared to get picked. So I've got no Fire Stick. I'll be doing this on an iPad or an Android TV, which I got to sideload the shit if I'm doing it on Android TV. Which I don't completely know how to do. For the 20th video, I don't do software. I hate software. Maybe someday somebody can show me software, but right now it is Chinese calligraphy. I don't understand it. So I'll be sideloading it and then playing it with an Xbox controller. So when my review comes out on here, it's going to be on that. So I won't be able to tell you about the Stadia controller, which I am kicking around the idea of buying one. Or not the Stadia. God, I've done forgot about it. Luna. A stupid name. You know what? I hope this is good because it introduces competition in the marketplace. I have no hope for it, but I hope it is. Two contradicting statements, I know, but I hope you know what I mean. I have no optimism for it. I'm not optimistic. I think the world will deny this as a viable option. So my optimism just isn't there. My hope is there not because I want it or think it's going to be good for me, but the more people that are playing different stuff, the more competition you have in the marketplace. The more competition you have in the marketplace, maybe I'm not just being handled by the companies when they just say, here's our plastic box that's better than last plastic box. Well, why is it better than last plastic box? Well, it's more powerful. Well, son of a bitch, the PS4 and the Xbox One, the shit looked like real. How much better can this get? At some point, it's got to max out. It's just, it's only going to get to where it looks as much like real life, and then it can't go any further. How could it go any further? We don't have the ability to fathom what's beyond real life. But anyway, we'll see how the Luna works. I'm going to give it a fair shot. I think right now all you can do is play Ubisoft games, which isn't bad. They got a pretty good library. I'm not a big fan of the fact that it's not American owned. It's not to be bigoted or anything so much as just I like to buy American. But you know, in a pinch, I'll give it a shot. So I'll be giving that a shot tonight. Hopefully, what these streaming companies can get, because one thing I do kind of like that's streaming, other than the Xbox Remote Play, which I don't count because you're still technically playing on a console, even though it's being streamed from your console to your phone or whatever, or your computer, you're still playing on a console. You're not playing through the cloud per se. You're not solely dependent on the cloud. There's other things in there that are powering what you're doing. But the NVIDIA GeForce is pretty cool. Those time limits are stupid, but I think it's a developing technology, kind of like when cell phones first came out. You had to pay for minutes. You had X amount of minutes, and that's it. Once you went over, you had to pay for more minutes. And it's the same thing with data when data first came out on phones. And as the technology grows, the closer to one fee for unlimited you get as the minutes pass. So hopefully GeForce gets there, because I tried that on my computer, and I gotta say, my computer is the ultimate in piece o' shit technology. The shit shingle 5000, the E-machine that should have died but will not, is just the biggest turd ever, and it played great. I had no problems. It's got to be 64. Was bit or hertz? I don't know. It's computer shit. I don't know. 64 something, not 32. And I know that because I tried it on my laptop, which is 32, and it didn't work worth a damn. And my laptop's actually technically stronger than my desktop, but it's still running 32 versus 64. So, now this may sound like a jackass telling you this, but then I double-checked and looked it up, and it turns out it has to be 64 versus 32. As far as the power is on each computer, I don't know computers. I don't like computers. Anybody who likes computers and likes to fix them, God bless you, because you help me out all the time. I personally don't. So, they're a necessary evil to me, even though they're not evil to others. But they just, once you buy a computer, in my mind, I went to the store, I got my computer, unwrapped it, and set it up. And then I come along, and from the second I turn it on and start playing with it, it proceeds to start pissing me off and working in a matter of speaking, but every time it decides not to do exactly what I want it to do, I don't know what to do to fix it. So I spend the rest of my time with that computer stumbling over how to get it to work, getting other people to help me, or yelling very gentle cuss words to cuss words that seem made up, because I get so mad that there's no gaps between the words in my sentence. It's just one long word and nobody can understand it. Like, how you doing? And that's me, my relationship with the computers. And then if I get really mad, it's just middle fingers. Now, there's a disclaimer here. I am one of those people that if you are bought to serve a purpose, say you're a computer, you're bought to serve the purposes of me for what I need a computer for, whatever it may be, uploading videos, playing games, whatever. If you decide not to fulfill your purpose, I will break you. And I mean, like, take you outside and smash you with an axe. So, and I apologize for the dim light, but I could only do this in a parking lot right now because I'm at work and on lunch. So that's on me. I'm sorry. Wish I had better tinted windows, but I don't. They're factory. Whatever. I don't care. Anyway, so gonna give the Luna a shot tonight. I'm not even gonna mess with it on my computer because the GeForce ran well. Stadia did not. And while Stadia and Luna are different, they still work in a similar capacity. They don't work like GeForce. So I'm betting I'm gonna be a little more dependent on streaming from the cloud. So I'll give it a shot. I'll get it all hooked up. If I don't get it all hooked up, because like computers, tablets and phones like to just piss me off. It's what they were put here for, to piss me off, to keep me in an eternal state of pistivity. It drives me nuts. It's kind of why I switched to a Mac, but I don't game on my Mac. My Mac is strictly business all the time. Plus, I'm given to understand that Macs aren't worth a shit for gaming. A old PC runs circles around a new Mac based on what I've been told. Could be complete crap. Could be true. I don't know. All I know is the Mac's way too expensive to risk doing my dumb shit on it. So if the website isn't reputable, if it doesn't have a security certificate, yada, blah, 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 frickin' blah, whatever, all this other crap, then it doesn't go to the Mac. So anyway, back to Luna. It looks pretty neat how it works. If I understand it correctly, and anybody who watches this and wants to, tell me I'm wrong because they know more than I do, they certainly can. I encourage that. From what I gather, Luna is more, Windows based, and Stadia is Linux based, which that I actually find cool because I have been doing some research on the difference between Windows, Linux, Unix, and with iOS, Safari, whatever you call it when it's on the Mac. I don't know if it's called iOS at that point, but nonetheless, Mac's proprietary software for an operating system. And it's pretty neat the fact that Linux is completely open source compared to the other stuff. I believe Unix is too, but with more parameters that you can't get around. It's more, I want to say basic, but that's the wrong word. Hopefully anybody watching this knows what I mean. Somebody told me more rooted, and I looked it up, and that didn't, based on what rooted meant, that doesn't seem like it's right, but it might be. Anyway, like I said, anybody who wants to comment, by all means, please do. I don't know enough. I'm parroting back what I've been told. But what I've been reading about Linux, I kind of want to learn it now. It looks way more simple than Windows to learn. It looks way more user-friendly, and it looks like if something's pissing me off, if I learn how to do it, I can write a code for it not to piss me off in that way anymore. And that's like the greatest thing ever. If you could do that with a car, Holy shit. I spent 9 hours replacing an alternator on my nephew's Escape. And that sounds ridiculous, because it is. I've been replacing alternators since I was 14, helping people. And it's never taken me more than 20 to 45 minutes to replace an alternator from the beginning of getting the tools to remove the old one to the end of putting the tools away after I've put the new one on. 9 freaking hours. Why? Because the Mazda engineer, they had that 1 year to design that car, decided that the best place for the alternator was on that side of the engine, the passenger side, at the very bottom, above the control arm and below the CV, behind the caliper. So, I had to pull the entire hub off, the CV out, the control arm down, drop all the stupid ass plastic shrouds, which everybody who's ever been a mechanic knows. If you've got to take 500 plastic shroud pins off, you are going to break at least one. And that's if you're lucky. So, anyway, after doing all that, it's still a magic trick to get it out, because it won't slide out. It's got to rotate this way, go a little bit, 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 until it's out. Then you get it out, you got to get the other one in. You get the other one in, and it's completely backwards. So then you got to, with your fingertips, because there's still a lot of crap in the way, you got to rotate it. And then you got to get it locked in just right. And then you got to rotate it again. And then you got to get your hands around blind and put them tiny little bolts in. I don't know who that guy is. I just know he was a Mazda engineer that Ford brought in. But he should be drug out into the street and get the shit kicked out of him. Engineers should not be allowed to do any engineering if, when they're done with their design, it's something they wouldn't want to maintain. If it's something they wouldn't want to maintain, they should be fired immediately for bringing a stupid idea up. Anyway, long story short, I'll be trying Luna tonight, and this is based on, the fact that they picked me to give it a shot. So now I feel kind of obligated because they're giving me the opportunity, and I'd like to. I don't know how many people are reviewing it, but I would like to get some information out there to people based on what I know. Now, my pitch on this channel is the layman's gamer. I don't know all the technical crap you hear in everybody's reviews. I don't want to know because I don't care enough. It's a game fun, yes. Why is it fun? It just is. It's a button masher that you don't have to stop, and there's no this, that, or the other thing. Okay, great. You've got me. It's got all these sprites and this many bits, and the soundtrack sounds like this. It's so good, I put it on my Spotify. I don't give a shit. Is the game fun? Yes. Why? And when I say why, I don't mean give me technical crap you would read from a book. I mean, give me what got you excited about it. Nobody ever got excited and started talking like Hawking. Maybe Hawking did. Sheldon Cooper. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I'll be giving that a shot tonight. But the thing I'm hoping is that if these streaming platforms are going to go for the throat on the consoles, there's one thing that will get me to completely turn my back on consoles. And that is, this isn't to pick on Microsoft because Sony and Nintendo's crap does it too. I have my Xbox One. I go, and never mind downloading a game. I go and buy the disc. I get it home. I put it in. Has to download. Okay, whatever. What's the time? 2 hours. Okay, that's not going to be 2 hours. It's going to be more like an hour and 15 minutes, but it's still a long time. Downloads. Out of space. Please free up space. Okay, archive this game, that game, whatever. Alright, it downloads. Hour and 15 minutes later. Sweet, I'm going to play Gears of War 5. So, go to the home screen, click on it to load it. This software needs an update. Shit. Go. So here it goes, doing the update. Updating. Now we get a time. Hour and 5 minutes for that update. Shit. 35 minutes into the update could not be performed. You must free up space. Damn it. Alright. Free up more space. Hour and 10, hour and 5, hour and 15 minutes later, your game is ready to play. Okay, now in the case of that game, I can start playing 3.5 hours later. Some games, let's pick on Overwatch. Same process I just mentioned, only in this case, I had to download the game from the servers because there wasn't a hard copy. They just send you a case with a paper in it, a code. Which to that I say, you're an asshole. Anyway, put the code in, download the game. 2.5 hours because you're downloading from the internet and not disk. So you get it downloaded 2.5 hours later, 2 hours and 10 minutes later. Does the same shit. You go to play it, must update. Updates. Alright, I paid $49 for this. I guess I'll let it go. Updates, hour and 10 minutes later. Update's done. Yay! I can play it. Get to the character screen. You can pick 2 to 5 characters out of the 20. If you want the 20 characters, you got to pay 15, 20, whatever more dollars. Shit. Well, I'm invested, time and money-wise. Might as well pay it. So I pay it. Your console needs to update. 2 hours. Update. Halfway through. Cannot update. You need to free up space. Free up space. That takes... I don't play this much. Let's move this here. Let's move this here. I'll put a thumb drive on it and put that game on here. So that way if I want to play it, I can play it from the thumb drive instead of... just stupidity all the way around. Finally, 4 or 5.5 hours later, I can play Overwatch. It's midnight, and I got to be up at 4:35 a.m. the next day to go to work. So, big waste of time. If GeForce, Luna, and Stadia can somehow get rid of that, I'll be a fan. I'll be a fan if Series X and PS5 are going to get rid of that in some capacity, even if it's just bringing the download times down significantly, because you're putting on it their super sweet mega hard drives that are made of, I don't know, golden pubes or whatever the hell they are. It's supposed to be so fast and amazing. I know they're supposed to only be fast on the playability, but maybe somebody will take notice of me and have mercy on my soul and make this crap download faster. And the thing is, my download upload speed with my internet, I have gigabit internet. So my internet's not slow. When I do the speed tests, even from a throttled device like a Fire tablet, it's still over 100 megabits. Which is a lot. 100 megabits per second. It's 100 on the low end. So there's no reason for this crap. And it drives me up the freaking wall. Makes me batshit crazy. Want to run to the nearest living thing and just choke the life out of it. And just watch it right in front of you. But that right there is the shit that... Well, the Master System's fun. I'll play that. That's what just drags me completely off the new consoles. And it sucks because there's games on the new consoles I love. I know the world is split down the middle on Gears 5, but it's a fun game. Same thing with Borderlands 3. 2 was better. 3's still good. Paladins, it's a fun game. Rocket Arena, fun game. Overwatch. I love Overwatch. And then you switch to the Nintendo stuff. Animal Crossing. Oh my God. For 6 months I've been reading about how We will eventually be able to migrate Animal Crossing from console to console so long as it follows the owner. When does that happen? What the hell is taking you so long? Are you writing the code in the sand with your finger? It's driving me batshit crazy, especially since I love my Switch. I really do. I think the Switch is the best modern console to come out. If for nothing else, just the uniqueness to it. And the ability to take Overwatch on the go. The ability to take Paladins on the go. The ability to play Mario Odyssey, which I maintain is the greatest Mario game ever. Until I got Mario Odyssey, Mario Brothers 3 for the original Nintendo's absolute favorite. And Mario Brothers 2 for the NES. Favorite one to waste time, because that game, it's impossible for that game to piss you off because it's not good enough for you to care. It's not even based on the Mario Brothers franchise. It's based on some weird Japanese hippie onion yo-yo name where you're it looks like Aladdin. Anyway, which I really want to play that game. I just can't remember the name. I just know a lot of Japanese games have weird names like that. But anyway, Mario Odyssey. If you haven't played it, check it out. It's awesome. It's why I like Sonic Forces. It takes the new and puts the old in the same game, but it doesn't do it in a way that makes you think, what the hell were these morons thinking? It actually gets you involved. It gets you interested. And you're sitting there going to your kid going, oh, that's what it looked like when I was a kid. When I got my first Sega. When I got my first Nintendo. Look at that. Look how much different it is. And as a 38-year-old man, I have been transported back into the heart of a, let's say, I think I was 10-year-old Jim. Pre-YouTube. Hell, pre-Nintendo 64. You know, I had my Super Nintendo and my Sega Genesis sitting right next to one another, and my Nintendo underneath them. And then all of a sudden you're back into the modern age, and you're playing for whatever reason. I'm throwing hats on Easter Island looking son bitches and walking around. Or Bob-ombs or rockets. I don't know what the rockets are called, so Bob-ombs or Bob-ombs, rockets. So anyway, awesome. But anyway, the Switch, for every amazing thing about it, the storage is bullshit. These games are massive. With the storage they send it with, you could maybe put 2 or 3 downloaded games on it. And then, if you've got to update the console, oh well. So you just, when people say the Switch is the cheaper option, how? What's a 512 or 1 terabyte friggin' SD card cost? And you have to have one. You have to have an SD card, unless you're going to be like the old Atari Pong and just play one game. So, anyway, I'll do Luna tonight. Yeah, that sounded fantastic. I'm going to be trying Stadia again. If Stadia goes on the up and up, supposedly they're going to be getting competitive here pretty soon, because they really haven't been so far. When I get my GeForce set up a little bit better, I'll try that too. And I'm not even going to look at review the Xbox one, because it's just, it's no different. Your only different is how you're playing it. They basically just gave you a way to compete with the Switch. You know, I don't like it as much as the way you compete with the Switch, because there's a lot more crap you got to do, and now my phone's running at 500 degrees. But it's still awesome, and I would encourage anybody who hasn't tried it, try it. I hope that everything you can play on an Xbox One or a Series X will be playable on that remote play in the future. Because like right now, I can't play Left 4 Dead 2 on it. It's bad enough we don't have a Left 4 Dead 3. Valve, Steam, fix your shit. The world deserves a Left 4 Dead 3, and after that, a Left 4 Dead 4. This is unacceptable. Earthfall, not bad. I like it. It's not Left 4 Dead. Get off your ass, get your head out of it, and fix your shit. because I having trouble thinking of a good Valve game other than that one, and I think Portal is Valve. It's good. No game's ever pissed me off more than Portal because you got to figure shit out. I don't like figuring stuff out. It's why I don't like RPGs. When I read these forums about how great RPGs are, I'm like, people are either too smart or too stupid. You're too smart in that you can figure them out, or you're too stupid to figure out that you'll never figure them out. Anyway, although I did like Phantasy Star Online, I don't know if that's a true RPG or not. It may be the true RPG. But it's, you don't, it's kind of like the original Grand Theft Auto games. You really don't have to have an agenda. You can just walk around blowing shit up and fighting things if you want. Which I'm all in with that. A game with no purpose is tits with me. Love that. Button mashers, shmups, and games with no agenda. Games with complicated agendas gotta go. That's why I will take Overwatch over Fortnite. Fortnite's agenda is too complicated, convoluted. There's too much crap going on that you have to deal with. I can't even pause the game to take a drink. I can at least run into a corner with Overwatch. But anyway, that's enough of my crap. You guys, happy hunting. Like or subscribe if you want. Don't subscribe if you don't want. Please leave comments. I like constructive criticism. Where can I get better? Hey, you know what? Where could I be worse? Let's do a passive-aggressive comment. Like, this guy sucks, but at least he's not a mutant. I don't know. Something. I'm good with that. But to me, that's harmonizing. And it's funny, too. That's one thing we've lost, is the ability to laugh at one another. That offends me! Oh, go fuck yourself. How's that? Sorry, I didn't mean to drop an F-bomb on here. It's supposed to be not over the top, so I apologize. Beg your forgiveness, but I'm not editing it out either because I don't feel like it. Anyway, happy hunting.